Hello, everybody. My name is Ennis Devine, and I work here in marketing for Magnolia's UK, Ireland, and Nordic team. And I'd like to welcome you to today's DXplained episode, Omnichannel Campaigns Made Easy. What is DXplained? The premise is simple. It stands for Digital Experience Explained, where we take your most asked for digital experience topics from our customers, partners, or those new to Magnolia, and we explain them via a short 20-minute business user and technical demo. Today, I'm joined by Jan Scholter, who heads up the group consulting here at Magnolia. He works with our new features, reg pitches to new clients, conducts in-depth tech workshops, and gives strategic direction to our internal services team and our customers. And today's session is all about showing you Magnolia's Campaign Manager and how easy it is to manage and schedule campaigns very quickly without touching a line of code and from one single place. Plus, we'll be showcasing a very exciting integration with DALL-E that uses AI to generate royalty-free images from text descriptions that you can use in your campaigns. It's very, very cool. Now, before we get started, if you have any comments, reactions, or any questions throughout the demo, please drop them in the Q&A tab, and we will address all questions at the end. So for now, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. Jan, it's over to you.
Okay. Well, first of all, let's have a quick overview, basically how campaign management can be done very efficiently in Magnolia. So what we have here is our standard e-commerce website. We have all kind of teasers and banners, our carousel, certain brands we're going to use, certain cards, and also we have here this campaign banner that will bring us to this landing site for Christmas. Well, for everyone that knows Magnolia, for a normal component, I would just have my dialog where I would just basically gather my content. In this case, because we want to use this campaign on multiple locations, there's a much better way to basically create those campaigns once and then basically deliver them everywhere. So this campaign, therefore, is not going to have this classical headline, sub-headline, call to action. What we have instead is a so-called slot. What's a slot? Well, basically a slot is just a dynamic area. On this component, we'll basically ask the campaign manager, that's my name, that's the actual date, what do you have for me? And then this central campaign hub will basically deliver this campaign at the right time. The interesting part is, as I said, I want to use those campaigns in multiple websites, and therefore strategically I'm just going to set up those different slots where those campaigns will be delivered. Another example for this one, something that is otherwise notoriously tricky. If I go here to, let's say, the living section on the preview mode, well, we have here our different products coming from our e-commerce system. If I continue a little bit further, well, that looks kind of familiar, right? That's, again, just a dynamic slot that is centrally configured in Magnolia, and then also this slot in pages that are not manifested in Magnolia will be automatically filled with matching campaigns, which obviously gives us a lot of possibility. Another thing, if it comes to campaigns, is I want to understand how my site, my page, will actually look like if I go through time. So right now, set Christmas. If I'm going to switch to the preview mode and I'm going to look at the page as a visitor, well, this is right now, but what I can do is I can basically look, let's say, back in time. So what's happening in August maybe? Well, we're just going to have very different type of content going on here. So let's see what it takes to create a brand new campaign that will be rolled out. For that, let's head over to our campaign manager. So let's create a brand new one. So what comes after Christmas? Let's go for Sylvester. Sylvester celebration campaign. Okay, description, we just skip that for now. Priority, what is that? Well, as we're going to see, we can be really precise up to the minute when we deliver campaigns, and we can run multiple campaigns at the same time. Therefore, it's possible to actually create some kind of conflicts. And if there's a conflict, you can just also specify what's the criticality of such a campaign. In this case, Sylvester, we want to make sure that's going to be delivered. Priority is high. Color, as we're going to see, we have a nice calendar where we can actually set the where you can just basically see what kind of campaigns are active. And this color code basically helps us to identify what we are actually dealing with. So let's set the schedule for this campaign. So I'm going to start right after Christmas, on the 25th, and we will just run this campaign till, say, Tuesday in the new year. Okay, wonderful. We just created campaign. The thing is, well, we don't have any images yet to basically create our teasers and banners. Let's change this with the help of AI. For that, I'm just going to head over to our assets, and in our asset manager, let's start clean, and we're just going to add a new folder, and this new folder is going to be our Sylvester campaign. Good. With our Sylvester campaign, let's create some images from scratch. So I'm going to generate an asset, and we want to have fireworks over a city in high detail. Wonderful. That's going to be fireworks. Let's generate that. Good. So what happened? Basically, I'm going to send this text prompt over to DALL-E from OpenAI. And based on this, here we go. That was quick. We already get some completely synthesized images back. That means that image here is absolutely unique. It's ours. Let's go for this one here. That looks good to me. Upload the selected image. And let's have a quick look on what we got. So we have now here this image called fireworks. We have also description, basically what we used to get this image, and also focal points, all that good stuff is here. Let's basically put our center at this point. That looks good to me. Yeah, let's create a campaign with that. So we have here our fireworks, and back to campaign, add a creative. So in this case, we want to target here our e-commerce site. Let's go with this one slot. We want to have an e-commerce banner, save changes, and we are good to go. So in our visual preview, in this case, to keep it simple, we just go with a banner. Let's go with our image, fireworks, choose. We are going to celebrate New Year's Eve. Start the new year with fresh offerings. Okay, that's good for now. As we see, we have a very dark image, therefore the text should be probably white. That will probably work quite well. Let's also link it to something. In this case, I'm just going to link to our inspirations that we have here. Save changes, and here we are. I think that's quite good for the beginning. Back to our page, or before we do this, let's quickly see if everything is right with our calendar. As we see, okay, we're just starting straight after Christmas. Looks good to me. Back to pages, and let's basically see what we have right after Christmas. Let's go here. Wait, obviously I have to select the right date for that, December. We go right after Christmas, and here we are. Okay, that was quick and for my taste, very, very, very good. But wait, since we are somehow not yet at Sylvester, let's have a quick look at the general content here. I mean, Merry Christmas, okay, cool. But if I look at this image here, well, that looks not really like Christmas. And therefore, let's enhance this image and make it a little bit more look like Christmas mood. So what kind of images do I have here? Furniture. A few candles would be good for this one, I guess. So let's add some. So back to assets, and what was that? It was called, or let's create a variation of what we already have. So it was images, and we want to have this here in our content images. That's good. And we want to generate a variant of that image. So let's go. That was furniture. That was that image here. Choose. Okay. So a few candles would be good. Let's basically take that part here and let's place some candles. The text prompt would be some candles on a desk. That looks good. Christmas furniture, something like that. Okay, let's generate something and let's see what AI can do for us to basically take our existing images and just adopt it for certain occasions. So same thing, basically the original image is now transmitted to DALL-E, including the area that I marked for changes from the AI, plus obviously the area. So that's our original. And if I look here, then I would say, this here is quite good. I want to go with this one. Upload selected image. So now we have this brand new image here in our DAM. If I look at it, focal points, yeah, that's definitely good to go for me for this time. Save changes, and all I would have to do is just to basically change it. The thing is, it's not basically stopping here. If I want to change another variation of, let's say, that image here of the pancakes, it's equally simple. So you can actually keep the style that you have on your web page. So I want to generate a variation. So I want to go quickly here to to my pancakes, choose new pancakes. Let's see what we get. So same thing in this case. We just deliver the original image, and the original image will just receive a variation. Okay, I like this angle of this new image here that was just generated. You can really see the similarity. Let's go with this one here. That's perfect. I'm going to upload my selected image. Okay, so just to quickly round it up, pages, and we want to adopt our page. So we go here, we have our Christmas furniture, choose, save changes, and we also want to have this different style for our pancakes. You get the idea. So new pancakes, here we go. So we really just basically changed our page really in, what was it, 10 minutes. We created a brand new campaign from scratch with new imagery, and on the go we also just changed existing images to be more impactful. And I only can say this is just the beginning, because a lot of the cool things that you can also do with texts I did not even show you. So really be prepared, the next year is going to be really exciting. That being said, well, let's open up the session for question and answers.
All right.
Brilliant. Thank you for the insightful overview there, Jan. Very, very powerful features. And, we were only talking earlier that the AI imaging tools are really growing in significance right now. So it's great to see them available inside Magnolia. Okay, I'd now like to open the floor up to any questions from the audience. As a reminder, please drop them in the Q&A box, just in the tab. Or, of course, if you have any suggestions about other DXplained topics, we'd also like to hear those too. We did have a couple come in. I've got the first question here. How do you reuse the content on multiple sites at the same time?
Yep. That's really where the campaign manager comes into play. I mean, the campaign manager is just one of the many things how you could reuse your content on multiple locations. But especially for the campaign manager, you can basically create those campaigns once, and they can be used on virtually any spot, as we have seen. Can be on your landing page, can be in your category pages, that can go to your digital signage systems, can go to your mobile app. Really, the sky is the limit, because everything that we have seen, that's totally headless. Because it's headless, we don't store initially any markdown to render the thing. It's really just the endpoint that defines how the full thing will be actually delivered and how it looks like. But as I said, there's just one of many, many, many ways. I mean, Magnolia is all about content reuse. As I said, content types are also a very powerful tool that, if utilized right, can help a lot to be much more efficient.
Brilliant. We have got another one here from Bernd. He says, can't we add the image variants to the Christmas campaign to show and remove them controlled by the calendar?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's the thing. Based on the timer, you can just absolutely change everything on the go. There are many ways to achieve this. You could use the campaign manager to use certain areas that are dynamically delivered. You could also use personalization, for example. That's a way that I didn't show, because, as I said, given the short amount of time, there would have been so much more to do. As I said, the variations with the personalization would be also a good way, and especially the campaign manager. As I said, right now, we just used a very simple thing with banners on multiple occasions, but you can, as I said, use it for so much more, like also certain areas that just come up with this rich ensemble of all kind of different contents that just match the actual ongoing campaign.
Cool. And we've got another one in from Sebastian. Is Campaign Publisher module still supported?
Yes, the campaign publisher is still supported. Even as we speak, there's a new release prepared, so there will be an update soon. But always keep in mind, campaign publisher and manager are two different things. They really are. The publisher is all about selecting multiple pages, assets, content types, and publish them in one process, versus the campaign manager is really all about those dynamic slots that we deliver.
Brilliant. And can we use Magnolia only for campaign activities? Or is it possible to trigger transactional emails for an e-commerce transaction?
That's a very good question. Magnolia by itself should never ever send emails. But what we can do very well is we can actually deliver quite a bit of content to email marketing automation solutions. So how that works typically is you can then just start to tag your content for certain audiences, and then basically the campaign, marketing automation knows quite well what's really relevant for the receivers of those emails. And then basically the marketing automation can just, for each and every single mail, ping Magnolia, I want to prepare here this campaign. What do you have that might be interesting for that guy with that content pool? And based on this, you can really reuse your content, not only for the web, for your mobile and so on. It can be also done very efficiently for mailing campaigns.
Okay, cool.
There was one question at the very top that there's an issue with the installation. Well, I mean, obviously, without knowing any specifics, it's hard to tell what's wrong. But yeah, I'm going to drop a mail and then we'll figure it out. Because the campaign manager is really a module that is now under wide adoption. So if there's something wrong, then probably it's some kind of small glitch that can be probably fixed very quickly.
Okay, cool. I've got another question here. Can you go into a bit more detail about what you mean when you say Magnolia on its own should never send email?
Yeah, exactly. Because obviously it's super simple to create your own SMTP server and then just send mails with that. No issue at all. Technically speaking, that's easy. The problem is really that you're going to be blacklisted in no time. So, and therefore it really makes sense to have a professional mailing service behind that.
Cool. And then probably got enough time for one more here. Just looking at the clock. Can campaign module be used in headless?
Well, basically what we have seen, that was 100% headless. It doesn't matter if you want to go headless or not. You can serve both worlds without any issue. So in this case, it was all React, but it can be also Vue, Angular, you name it. Doesn't make any difference at all.
Cool. That's brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your questions. I hope that we got round to most of them there and you got the answers you were looking for. Now we've come up on time, so I wish you all a great rest of the day, and I hope to see you along at the next episode. So, yeah, have a good one. That's everything from us.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.